Sócrates Brasileiro, Sampaio de Souza Vieira de Oliveira. The philosopher of football early life and roots. Sócrates Brasileiro, Sampaio de Souza Vieira de Oliveira, more commonly known as Sócrates, was born on February 19, 1954, in Belém de Pará, a city in the north of Brazil. His humble beginnings in a working-class family were far from suggesting that he would become one of the most celebrated footballers of his generation. The son of a doctor, Sócrates grew up with a unique blend of intellectual curiosity and an inherent passion for football. He was not only known for his dazzling skill on the pitch but also for his keen mind, which would later earn him the nickname the Doctor, due to his medical degree, which set him apart from his contemporaries. Sócrates' early exposure to football came from his local environment. He played for local youth teams in the streets of Belém de Pará and quickly developed a reputation for his raw talent. His father, who was a doctor, and his mother, both recognized the importance of education, which had a profound impact on Sócrates. Despite the widespread belief that football was a sport only for the working class, Sócrates took a different path. He chose to pursue a medical degree, eventually becoming a doctor while simultaneously maintaining a growing passion for football. The combination of an intelligent mind and an extraordinary ability on the field made him stand out not only in Brazil but globally. Football beginnings. The rise of a star. Sócrates' professional football career began at Botafogo SP in 1974, a club in the state of São Paulo. It was here that Sócrates' extraordinary footballing intelligence first became apparent. As a midfielder, he possessed a unique combination of vision, passing ability, and creativity. His style was distinguished by his clever movement, his instinctive ability to read the game, and his unorthodox yet effective dribbling. Sócrates quickly caught the attention of the Brazilian footballing world with his flair and football IQ. After a brief stint at Botafogo SP, Sócrates moved to Corinthians, one of the most popular and successful clubs in Brazil, in 1978. This move marked the beginning of his true rise to prominence. At Corinthians, he became the leader of a group of players known as the Democracia Corintiana. Corinthians democracy. This movement, which revolved around the idea of giving players a democratic voice in the running of the club, was revolutionary in Brazilian football, a sport traditionally marked by authoritarianism and top-down management. Sócrates and his teammates advocated for players' rights, and the movement became an important part of Brazil's footballing and political history. Under Sócrates' leadership, Corinthians enjoyed a period of unprecedented success. Sócrates played a pivotal role in the team's victories, notably helping the club win the Campeonato Paulista, São Paulo State Championship, in 1979 and 1982. His technical ability was second to none, and he was often described as one of the most skillful and intelligent midfielders of his era. International fame. The 1982 World Cup and legacy. While Sócrates was making waves at Corinthians, his reputation was soon recognized by the national team. He made his debut for the Brazil national team in 1979, and his performances quickly earned him a spot in the 1982 FIFA World Cup squad. This World Cup, held in Spain, became one of the most iconic tournaments in football history, and Sócrates played a central role in the story of Brazil's near-mythical team. The 1982 Brazil squad is often regarded as one of the greatest football teams never to have won the World Cup. Led by coach Tele Santana, the team boasted an incredible attacking lineup, including players like Sócrates, Zico, and Falcão. The team's style of play was characterized by fluid, attacking football, marked by their creativity, intricate passing, and tactical intelligence. Sócrates was at the heart of this attacking setup, providing the creative spark that ignited Brazil's free-flowing style. In the 1982 World Cup, Brazil played some of the most beautiful football ever seen on the international stage. Sócrates was key in Brazil's victory over Argentina in the group stages, contributing an assist and showcasing his vision and composure on the ball. His partnership with Zico, Falcão, and other attacking players helped Brazil dominate possession, dictate the tempo of games, and carve open defenses with devastating precision. Unfortunately, Brazil's campaign ended in heartbreak in the semi-finals, where they were defeated by Italy in a famous match that ended 3-2. Sócrates, like the rest of the team, was devastated by the loss, and it marked a bittersweet moment in his international career. Despite this setback, Sócrates' legacy in Brazil and international football was cemented. His performances in the 1982 World Cup are still celebrated today, and he is widely regarded as one of the finest players to have graced the tournament without winning it. Return to Italy and final years at Flamengo and the national team. After the 1982 World Cup, Sócrates continued his club career in Brazil before making a move to Italy. In 1984, he signed with Fiorentina, where he would play for a couple of seasons. Although Sócrates enjoyed success at Fiorentina and continued to impress with his technical ability, the adjustment to a new country and league was not without its challenges. The physicality of Italian football was a departure from Brazil's more fluid style. But Sócrates adapted to it with his intelligence and creativity. His time in Italy, however, was relatively short, and in 1986, he returned to Brazil to join Flamengo, one of the most iconic clubs in the country. At Flamengo, Sócrates' career took a different turn, as he was no longer the focal point of the team. Nevertheless, he continued to display his brilliance and played an essential role in helping Flamengo maintain their status as one of Brazil's elite clubs. In 1986, Sócrates' international career also saw a resurgence as he played a significant role in Brazil's squad for the 1986 FIFA World Cup in Mexico. Although Brazil's campaign ended in the quarterfinals after a penalty shootout defeat to France, Sócrates' influence on the field continued to be undeniable. The Brazilian footballing public continued to revere him as one of the most gifted players of his generation. Retirement and post-football life. Sócrates retired from professional football in 1998, having played for several more clubs in Brazil, including Ribeirão Preto and Fluminense. Though his playing career had slowed by the end, he remained active in football and continued to contribute his insights as a commentator, philosopher, and occasional coach. His post-retirement career was marked by a deep engagement with football philosophy. Sócrates' love for the game, his sharp mind, and his involvement in the Democracia Corinthiana meant he remained a revered figure in Brazilian football, as both a player and a thinker. Tragically, Sócrates' life was cut short when he passed away from food poisoning and septic shock on December 4, 2011, at the age of 57. His death was a blow not only to the Brazilian football community but to the world at large, as he was remembered for both his contributions on the pitch and his legacy as a philosopher who stood for free expression, democracy, and individuality.